Stop everything you are doing right now. Take one deep breath, because what I have come to tell you in the next few minutes is not by chance, and deep in your chest, you already feel that it isn't. I, your God, looked at you today, and I saw the mountain standing in front of you. That situation everyone has already said is hopeless. That bill that doesn't get paid no matter how much you cut expenses. That test result you are putting off picking up. That child who drifted away and no longer answers your calls. That marriage that has become just two strangers sharing the same house. You think no one sees the weight you carry when you close the bedroom door and can finally cry without anyone watching. But I see. I see every tear you hide in the bathroom so your family won't notice. And today I have come to tell you something that goes against everything your eyes are showing you. Your faith is already moving mountains. It is already shifting, even if you don't see the dust rising yet. I know what you are thinking right now. But Lord, I pray and nothing changes. I believe and the mountain stays there, exactly the same size. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to show you three things. The signs that your faith is already working even in the silence. The real reason why the mountain seems not to move, and what you need to do starting today to see the impossible crumble before your eyes. I didn't come to string you along with pretty words. I came to deliver the truth that will lift you up. Because there is one thing few understand. A mountain doesn't fall all at once. A mountain falls from the inside first, and yours is already cracking where human eyes cannot reach. Before I reveal the first sign, I need you to understand something. You did not open this video by chance. Of all the content that exists at this very second, you stopped right here, at this message, at this calling. This was not the algorithm. This was me bringing you to a place where I could speak to you without noise, without interruption, just you and my voice. And if you are feeling a different tightness in your chest right now, a desire to cry that came out of nowhere, a strange certainty that this message is for you and no one else, pay attention. This is me confirming that you are in the right place. Many pass by here and keep scrolling, but some stop. And those who stop, it is because they were stopped. That is why I prepared a powerful digital book for you called How to Know If You Are Saved for Judgment Day. Because moving mountains is not just about solving today's problem. It is about you understanding if your name is written where it truly matters. It is about you having the certainty that takes the fear out of your sleep. This book was born to answer the question that tightens deep in every heart, and almost no one has the courage to ask out loud. The link is right here in the description and pinned to the top of the comments. Just tap it. Thousands of people have already written to me saying that after reading it, they stopped living with that constant tightness of, am I enough for God? Don't leave it for later. Content of this kind is not always available, and the calling you ignore today may not knock on your door tomorrow. If you feel this message is yours, write Amen in the comments as a sign that you accept receiving what I have to give you. Now let me show you the first sign that your faith is already moving the mountain. The first sign is this. You keep believing even without an apparent reason. Think with me. How many times should you have given up? How many times has logic told you, it's over, let it go, get on with your life? And yet, deep down, stubbornly, a flame remains lit. You pray again. You wait again. You believe again, even after falling so many times. You think this is weakness, that it is you being stubborn, naive. It is not. This flame that does not go out is the clearest sign that I am working inside of you. Because the faith that comes from me does not depend on proof. It exists before the proof. If you still believe after everything, it is because I planted something in you that the world cannot tear out. Look at your history. Remember that time you swore you wouldn't make it? That month you didn't know how you were going to pay the bills, and out of nowhere, a job, some help, a door appeared. Remember that health crisis that the doctors couldn't explain the improvement of? Remember that reconciliation you thought was impossible? You called it luck. You called it coincidence. You called it worked out. But it was me. It was your faith moving mountains you didn't even realize were moving. The problem is that you only count the mountains that are still standing. You forgot all the ones that have already fallen. And here is the second sign, and this one will stir you. The second sign is the war that rises against you precisely when you decide to believe. Have you noticed that? Every time you make the decision to trust me for real, it seems like the world collapses even more. Another problem appears. Another door closes. Another attack comes upon your family and you ask yourself, Lord, if I am on the right path, why is it getting harder? I'm going to explain something to you that will set your mind free. No one attacks an empty house. No one wastes ammunition on someone who is already defeated. The war has increased because you have become a threat. Your faith has awakened something, and the enemy of your soul knows that if you cross this mountain, you will never be the same again, and he will lose the control he had over you for years. Think of Mrs. Miller, a 58-year-old lady from the interior of Appalachia, who for 12 years prayed for the conversion of her son who was lost in addiction. 12 years. Imagine the size of that mountain. Every Christmas, an empty chair at the table. Every night, the phone in her hand waiting for news she was afraid to receive. Everyone told her to accept it, that the boy was beyond help. And do you know what she answered? I would rather die believing than live giving up. In the 12th year, when she was most tired, when her faith was hanging by a thread, her son knocked on the front door in the middle of the night, crying, saying he wanted to change. The mountain that took 12 years fell in a single night. But it only fell because Mrs. Miller didn't stop believing in year 11, at the moment when it seemed most useless to continue. And perhaps you are exactly in your year 11 right now. At the point where everything screams for you to let go, don't let go. The fall of your mountain may be only one day away. If this message is touching your heart, do one thing for yourself. Leave your amen down below, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell. Because I will continue using this space to speak to you, and I don't want you to miss the next word that could be exactly the answer you are asking for. Those who subscribe and turn on notifications are saying, Lord, I want to hear your voice always, and I honor those who take a stand. Now listen carefully because this part is intimate. I know you are tired. Not the tiredness of the body which a night's sleep solves. It is the tiredness of the soul. It is that tiredness of someone who has been holding everything alone for too long. You are the strong one in the family. You are the one everyone looks for when they need help. But when it is you who needs it, it seems there is no shoulder at all. You learn to smile on the outside while falling apart on the inside, and you are here now, perhaps lying in bed after another exhausting day with your phone in your hand, feeling like no one truly understands what you carry. I understand. And more than understand, I have come to take this weight off your shoulders, because you were never meant to carry the mountain alone. Your faith does not move mountains because you push. Your faith moves mountains because it gives me permission to act. You are not the worker of the miracle, you are the channel. The strength is mine. Your part is just not to let go of my hand. And this is where the conflict inside you at this very moment enters, this tug of war between believing and being afraid. You want to believe with everything, but there is a voice saying, what if it doesn't work out again? This fear is not weakness. It is a sign that there is something big at stake, and something big always comes accompanied by something wanting to stop you. That is why I prepared a powerful digital book for you, How to Know If You Are Saved for Judgment Day, to silence this voice of fear once and for all with the only thing that truly silences fear, certainty. The link is in the description and at the top of the comments. It is not time to delay. Tap it now while your heart is still open. Let's go to the third sign, and this is the one that transforms the most. The third sign that your faith is already moving the mountain is the peace that comes in the middle of the problem, even without the problem having changed. Have you experienced this? You were in the eye of the hurricane, everything wrong, with no solution in sight, and suddenly a peace that made no sense at all took hold of you. It wasn't relief, because it was resolved. Nothing had been resolved. It was a peace that came from another place, from above. This peace is my signature. It is my way of telling you, I have already gone ahead. I have already resolved it there where you cannot see. When you feel peace before the answer arrives, it is because the answer has already left. It is just on its way. Now I promised you I would explain why the mountain seems not to move, even though you have faith. Pay close attention, because this is the part that will free you from years of frustration. The first cause is this: you are confusing delay with denial. You ask, you don't see an immediate answer, and your heart interprets the silence as a no. But my silence is never abandonment. Often my silence is preparation. There are mountains I do not tear down immediately, because if I tore them down now, you would not be ready to deal with what comes next. There are blessings that would destroy you if they arrived before the right time. The delay is not punishment. The delay is love taking care of the details you don't even know exist. Think of a pregnancy. The baby is not born in the first month because it is not yet formed. Forcing the birth would kill the child. Your mountain has a time for falling, and I know this time better than you. The second cause is more delicate, and I need you to receive this with your heart and not with pride. Often the mountain does not fall because you are asking me to change the circumstance, when what I want to change first is you. The external mountain is the reflection of an internal mountain. That resentment you have held for years, that forgiveness you refuse to give, that hurt you caress every night before sleeping, that fear that controls your decisions. As long as the mountain inside is standing, the one outside will not fall because they are linked. I don't just want to solve your problem. I want to heal you, and healing hurts before it relieves. Think of Mr. Henderson, a 62-year-old retired man who spent his entire life fighting with his brother over an inheritance, a piece of land. He prayed, asking for prosperity. He asked for his finances to improve, and nothing happened. The money mountain didn't move. Until one day at church he understood that the mountain he needed to move first was not the financial one. It was the one of hatred he cultivated for his own blood. He swallowed his pride, went to his brother's house, and they both cried in each other's arms after 15 years of not speaking. And you won't believe it. 2 months later, a financial opportunity he had been waiting for all his life finally appeared. It wasn't magic. It was me finally being able to bless a life that had removed the stone from the path. So I ask you, and I want you to answer with sincerity in the depths of your soul, what is the mountain inside that you are refusing to move? What is the forgiveness you are holding back? What is the hurt that has become a companion? Comment down below, even if it is with just one word, the name of that which you need to surrender. When you write it, you confess it. And what is confessed begins to be healed. The third cause is the most common of all, and perhaps it is yours. You are moving the mountain with your words and building it back up with your thoughts. In the morning you pray asking for victory, and the rest of the day you keep dwelling on the defeat. You declare that it will work out, and you sleep imagining the worst. Your mouth believes, but your mind doubts. And the faith that goes up with one hand and down with the other cannot sustain the miracle. It is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. I don't need perfect faith. I need constant faith. Don't give up in the middle of the afternoon on what you asked for in the morning. And here is the turning point. What changes everything? Faith is not feeling, faith is deciding. There are days you won't feel anything. You will wake up empty, with no desire to pray, with no emotion at all. And it is precisely on these days that your faith is worth more than gold. Because believing when you feel it is easy. Believing when you don't feel it, that moves mountains for real. That is the faith I honor. The faith that insists even in the dark, even in the drought. Even when the sky seems like bronze and no prayer seems to get through. I know that while you hear this, a hope is being reborn inside you. Don't let it die when the video ends. That is why I prepared a powerful digital book for you, How to Know If You Are Saved for Judgment Day. Because this hope you are feeling now needs roots, otherwise it disappears in the next storm. This book is the soil where your faith will create deep roots, the kind that no wind can tear out. It answers with clarity what keeps so many people awake. The certainty of your salvation, the peace of knowing where you are going, the end of the fear of what comes after. The link is in the description and pinned to the top of the comments. People who read these words with a tight heart wrote to me saying they slept in peace for the first time in years. Don't delay what can give you peace today. Tap the link now, while your heart is still open. Let's get to the third sign, and this is the one that transforms the most. Let me give you the complete solution, what you need to do starting today to see the impossible crumble before you. And I will give you this in a practical way, because I didn't come just to move you. I came to equip you. The first step is to stop measuring the mountain and start measuring your God. Every time you look at the problem, it grows. Every time you look at me, it shrinks. It is a matter of where you point your eyes. Peter walked on water while he looked at me. The second he looked at the storm, he sank. The storm was the same before and after. What changed was his focus. Your mountain didn't grow. Your focus on it is what gave it a size it doesn't have. Starting today, when fear comes, instead of describing the problem, describe who I am. My God opens the sea. My God resurrects what has died. My God has already brought me out of worse things. Turn the game of your mind around. The second step is to speak to the mountain, and not just about it. Notice that most people spend the day talking about the mountain to others. They complain at work, vent in a group, talk to the neighbor. But I never told you to talk about the mountain. I told you to talk to the mountain, look at it and command it to move in the name of what you believe. There is power in your voice that you haven't discovered yet. The words that come out of your mouth build or destroy your future. Stop feeding the mountain with your complaints and start weakening it with your declarations. The third step is to act like someone who has already received, even before seeing. Faith without action is just desire. If you believe you will be healed, start living like someone who will live a long time. If you believe the door will open, prepare your clothes for the interview. If you believe in the restoration of your family, set a place for them at the table. The faith that moves mountains is the faith that behaves as if the mountain has already fallen before it falls. Noah built the ark before the first drop of rain. Everyone laughed, but the one who laughs last is the one who believed first. The fourth step, and perhaps the most difficult for you, is to be thankful for the mountain. Yes, you heard that right, be thankful, not for the suffering itself, but because every mountain I allow in your life comes with a built-in purpose. It is on the mountain that you discover a strength you didn't know you had. It is on the mountain that your faith stops being theory and becomes experience. The deepest people you know were polished by the hardest stones. Your mountain didn't come to bury you. It came to lift you to a level the plane would never take you to. And while you assimilate this, I want you to imagine yourself a year from now. Looking back at this exact moment when you almost gave up. Imagine yourself telling others how the mountain fell. Imagine your testimony. Imagine your voice saying, I almost let go, but I insisted, and God turned everything around. That day will come, and when it arrives, you will understand that every tear of this phase was worth it. Now let me touch a wound you perhaps hide even from yourself. There are people watching this who don't cry anymore. Not because they are okay, but because they have dried up. You cried so much that the tears ran out. You asked so many times that you got tired of asking. You are in a state worse than sadness, indifference. That place where you don't even hope anymore. You just survive on autopilot. If that is you, I came especially for your sake today. Because your dryness does not keep me away from you. The fact that you still stop to listen to this message, even without expecting anything, proves that there is an ember beneath your ashes. And I am a specialist in turning ashes into flames again. You are not here by chance. Think of how many variables had to align for you to hear exactly these words today, on this specific day of your life, at this exact moment when you needed it most. This is not click luck. This is a summons. There is a spiritual level happening now that goes far beyond a video on a screen. You were set apart to receive this. And with what you receive comes responsibility. You can no longer act like someone who doesn't know. Starting today, you know that your faith moves mountains. And those who know and do not act answer differently than those who never knew. That is why I prepared a powerful digital book for you, How to Know If You Are Saved for Judgment Day. Because moving the mountains of this life is important, but there is a mountain greater than all, the certainty of where you will spend eternity. This book was not made to make you afraid. It was made to give you peace so that you never again sleep with that silent doubt of, am I ready? The link is in the description and at the top of the comments. Just tap it and it is yours. I called you here today not just to solve this week's problem, but to take care of your soul forever. Do not ignore this calling. Tap the link now, while your heart is sensitive, because indifference may return tomorrow and steal what is available to you today. Let me remind you of a truth that changes the way you see everything. I did not promise you a life without mountains. I promised that no mountain would be greater than my presence with you. The crossing is part of it. The heroes of faith you admire were not spared from the storms. They were sustained in the middle of them. David faced the giant. Daniel faced the den. The 3 young men faced the furnace. But in each of these stories I was there, in the middle of the fire, in the bottom of the den at the hour of confrontation. You were never alone on your mountain. You only thought you were because you couldn't see me. But not seeing me never meant I wasn't there. And here is a word directly to your heart at this instant. That specific situation you thought of at the beginning of this video, the one that came to your mind when I spoke of a mountain. I want you to know it will fall. Not because you are strong enough, but because I am. Not in your time of anxiety, but in my time of perfection. Let go of control. Stop trying to push the mountain with your own sweaty and tired hands. Surrender it to me. Your part was never to move the mountain. Your part has always been to trust in the one who moves it. There is something that happens when the mountain finally falls, and almost no one warns you about it. When it falls, you discover that it was hiding a view you had never seen. Behind every mountain is a landscape. There is a new beginning. There is a version of you much stronger than the one who entered the fight. People cry over the mountain that doesn't fall without knowing that what is on the other side is worth every day of waiting. You are not just waiting for a problem to end. You are waiting for a new life to begin. So today, before you go on with your day, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and repeat with me, from the depths of your soul, I believe. Even without seeing, I believe. Even tired, I believe. Even without feeling, I choose to believe. My mountain will fall because my God is greater than it. Feel these words coming not just from your mouth, but from your chest, because something just happened in the spiritual world that your eyes cannot yet see, but that heaven has registered. Before I say goodbye, I need you to understand the weight of what happened here today. This message did not reach you by algorithm, by luck, or by chance. You were led to each of these words because your time to stop sinking and start crossing has arrived. And with everything you have heard, now you carry a responsibility, that of not going back to living like someone who doesn't know that their own faith has power. That is why I prepared a powerful digital book for you, How to Know If You Are Saved for Judgment Day, so that this certainty does not end when the video ends, but becomes the firm foundation of your peace. The link is in the description and pinned to the top of the comments. Do not leave for later what can change your today and your eternity. Tap it, receive what is yours, and do not allow fear or the rush of the day to steal from you this opportunity that may not knock on your door again. And to close, do this for yourself and for those you love. Leave your amen here in the comments as a seal that you believed in this word. Like this video so it reaches another tired soul who needs exactly this today. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell, because I will continue using this place to speak with you, and your next answer may be in the next message. Share it with that person who is carrying a mountain too heavy alone. You can be the instrument I will use to lift someone up today. Lift your head. Dry those tears. The mountain is already moving. And I, your God, am with you until its last stone falls to the ground. Go in peace. And remember, your faith is moving mountains that seemed impossible. Believe, because I am already working. Amen.